Bonde Matram, good morning, welcome all of you. Here, the topic of discussion will be on the problem of food. So, on food, we are going to have a brief discussion. We actually we food is a major requirement for us in life. Without food, survival will be difficult, like air and water. It takes a vital role in our day-to-day life. It gives energy. With this energy, we do all the works, whatever is required. So food plays a vital role in life, and the mother really wants to explain in her own term, own language. We'll understand and we'll read from the mother, but only one quotation we'll try to quote from Sri Aurobindo and food. When we eat, we should be conscious that we are giving our food to that presence in us. We should not be very much adamant, we should not be very confused, because food, it is that food we eat, normally food we eat, that is we should be conscious that we are giving our food to the presence in us. There is a great presence of the divine within us, and to this great presence we are giving our food. That most consciousness must be there, and with that consciousness, if we can be able to consume food, then it will be a very, it will produce a very remarkable result. Or otherwise, simply we are eating for our eating sake. Everybody is eating and we are eating, we don't know. So there is no love for food, so it will have the harmful effect, like indigestion and all. So how can we have the consumption and digestion, and what is the type of food and all? Everything we are going to have a discussion as discussed by the mother. The quotation will be on the problem of a food. The problem of a food, that is the topic of discussion for this morning. If we wish to pass from this ordinary life to the higher one, it is, the mother is not quoting on the ordinary life, because already we have quoted food has a major role. Food plays a major role in our day-to-day life, but thing is that we must be conscious that not only mother is putting up the higher life, that is a escalation from ordinary life to higher life. The problem of food begins to become interesting, and if after having come to the higher life, so ordinary life, the next level is a higher life. When ordinary life we are also consuming food, in higher life also, it depends, because thing is that it depends upon the consciousness, in which consciousness we are taking. So when you are pushed to the higher life, having come to the higher life, one try to prepare oneself for the transformation. That is what ordinary life, they don't know what is transformation, what is perfection, and why we will, what is the consciousness, what is the awareness. Nothing counts in the ordinary life, even if some people are very much particular. But thing is that that awareness is there of a transformation in the higher life, then it becomes very important, because your path of going, your style of thinking, your life, your style, everything, actually it is actually, utilized, it is connected to the transformation ability. So for there are foods which help the body to become subtle, because you want to fly. When you want to fly, you must be able to know that the body should be light, and again, after you can find the term that the body should be transparent. Body must be light, body must be transparent, the body must be disease preventive. So many ways this body has to be prepared for that. So far this higher life is concerned. For that, actually, certainly there are foods that help the body to become subtle, and others which keep it in the state of animality. Two things are there, two contrary things are there. One gives you this food that helps you to become subtle, and another type of food that is helping in the state of animality. More this animality you have already left. You are leaving the animality, you have crossed a long way, but this some food are there. They are providing, they are producing animality in you, but it is only at that particular time that this becomes very important, at the point of taking. So many ways you have to become conscious. Otherwise, thing is that one at this point, somebody will be lifted to suppleness, or he will be pushed to the animality, not before. Before reaching this that moment, there are many other things to do. Not only one or two, many things you have to do. That is the requirement of the time of the 4 second. So there are many things to do. Certainly, it is better to purify one's mind and purify one's vital before thinking of purifying body. So body purification is necessary. After all, already we have discussed, it want to get elevated, it want to fly to the higher life. So for that, actually, before the purification of the body, purification of the mind and the purification of the vital is almost necessary. For even if you you take all possible precautions and live physically, taking care of taking not to observe anything except what will help you in the stabilize your body, your mind and vital remain in the state of desire, inconscience, darkness, passion. So suppose this body you are already, why this is the thing mother quotes sometimes we need that suppleness will be necessary, and this to prepare the body. But thing is that if that the body is to be prepared, we neglecting the mind and vital, you will find somewhere and sometime there will be desire, inconscience, darkness, passion, and all the rest. That these are the vital level and mental level phenomenon, they will attack you at any moment. So won't be any use of at all, because you are more concentrating upon the physical body, but neglecting the mind and ignoring the mind and vital. All unawareness of the purification of mind and vital. For that only, passions, desires, darkness, inconscience. These are the things that is actually coming on the way. So won't be any of the use at all. And all only your body will become weak, dislocate from the inner life, and fine day it will be, and the final day it will be will. If this you don't care for the mind and the vital, only you are conscious of your body, and finally you can find the desires, inconscience, darkness, passion will be there on the way, and so that your body will be weak, dislocated from the inner life, and the final day it will fall ill. So these are the conditions, these are the things you can find in the day to day normal life. But mother course of the higher life, already that consciousness, that awareness must be there. Mother course beautiful. One must begin from inside. How to begin? One must begin from inside, because there is no formal rule for us, for our sadhana is concerned, but Sri Aurobindo clarifies, from inside outward is the rule. From inside outward is the rule. Here also mother stresses upon from begin from outside. That is what you. I have to already told you, mother course, that one must begin from above, from above. So first purify your higher, and then purify your lower. So better, these things are been suggested by the mother. Begin from inside. Second, one must begin from above. Then what is the rule? Purify your higher, then purify your lower. So again, mother quotes, you should not indulge in all the sorts of the degrading things in the body. Must not be allowed. Something, many things are there. Actually, they degrade your consciousness, degrade your physical body. So see, that must not be there. That's not what I am telling you. Don't take the advice to not to exercise control over the desires. It is required. It is required, but thing is that it is not that not at all. But actually what is that, don't try to be an angel in the body if you are not already just a little of an angel in your mind and vital. Same thing has been done. So if you want to be angel in your body, you have to be little bit angel in your vital and mental mind. It is required because simultaneously these have to be taken care of, and simultaneously they must be elevated, grown up. Otherwise you can find something like desire, inconscience, darkness, passion. So many things will come on the way, and you will feel that dislocated from the inner life. You will find yourself weak and fall ill. These are the things you are practically finding on the way. So for that to dislocate you from in different way from the usual one, but not one better anyway. So it is important to keep the equilibrium. That is why keep the equilibrium between mind, life, and body. That is what the speak that has been spoken by mother. So to keep equilibrium, okay, everything must progress at the same time. Not only my physical, but body, mind, and vital. Everything simultaneously it was progress in the same time. So you must not have the one part in your being in darkness and try to bring the other to light. Not required, because you know you have to go simultaneously in the harmoniously. Yet it has to be done. The equilibrium must be maintained. So you have to great care not only to leave the corner dark. In one side you are putting everything under the light, but in another part you are doing it a corner, you are keeping it the dark. Mother course it must not be there. There must be equilibrium. That's what mother course wants to go. So it reasonably, because you know fasting will never help in this integral yogic process. But thing is, there one thing you must remember: you don't eat for live for eating, but eat for living. That, that must be there. When you are eating given food, you must be knowing that mother's presence is there. So in ashram, one message was there. You can find in the dining hall that message, bright message is there. Food given to you, there is mother's touch in it. You must remember. Anyway, the best thing is not to eat about the food, is to and regulate one's life automatically enough, not to need to think of eating. No, not at all, because it will come, it will be given, and don't stay much in your thought for the eating. That's what normally we do in the ordinary life. You eat at a fixed hour, eat reasonably. That is what the mother quotes in the fixed hour, and eat reasonably. Sometimes we eat so much, sometimes that is we fast. Sometimes we eat at 12 noon, then sometimes we can have in the 3 or 4 o'clock. So it must not be there. You would eat at the fixed hour and eat reasonably. You don't even need to think of the food which you are eating, taking it. So because it is, think it as a prasad, because once it is consecrated, it is actually given to the mother. You can find that has become a prasad. So you must eat calmly. It must calmly. That is another thing. Without any noise, without any agitation, without any disturbance. Don't go that way. It must eat calmly and quietly. Oh, that's all. Quietly, with a consecration. When you don't eat, you must never think about it. That is what. So one thing is, it is there. It is given to a you. It is the mother's grace is there, and that is a prasad. You think you eat calmly, you eat quietly with a consecration. That's what. Or eat reasonably at the fixed hour. So don't think much on the food, because think it as a prasad. It is helpful to the body, and of course, being in equilibrium, mind, body, and life, it must be in equilibrium. You know, another, you must eat too much. Already we have discussed, because you know you will have to think about your digestion. If you want this thing too much, so naturally indigestion will be there. You will have the unpleasant for you, and we'll make it waste. It happens. So don't whatever. Don't be eat more. Don't eat less. Create as much as it is required. That is what the question. You must eat just. You must put an end to all desire. Must not be there. Attraction must not be there. Movement must be there of your vital. Because all the desire, attraction, and movement of the vital must not be there, must put to an end, because you are eating silently, calmly, consecratedly, and reasonably at the fixed hour without stressing much on the vital beings, all desire, attraction, movements of these are the things they are bringing. And because when you eat simply because the body needs to eat, not it is a pleasure, body needs to eat it. So body will tell you absolutely precisely and exactly when the it is bad enough. You see, one is moved not by the vital desire or mental ideas, so body will say it is enough, stop here. With that you have to stop. No, you must not consume less because the food is good, or you have gone to a feast without paying for that you are taking, or sometimes you are going, you don't have money, so that is very rare occasion. You don't have it, but out of the, so this equilibrium must be maintained. This attitude must be there. This mentality must be there. So this vital desire or mental ideas, it must not come to the picture, because they bring, already we have discussed, desire, inconscience, darkness, passions. So this must be taken care of, and one grasp this with surety. Now it is enough. Already we have quoted. Now it is already, it is enough, says the body. I don't want anymore. That is what the minimum requirement must be there, not more, not less. So going to the feast, consuming more, it has got a very bad impact. So out of the laziness, I am not going to prepare. Who is going to eat like this? We are neglecting our food. That is also bad. Suppose there is some illness or something inconvenience, that is a different question. So for that, actually, needing the requirement of the body, you have to consume your food. That is what the basic requirement, So for that, you will take proper care how to eat. So before it, there must be consecration in it. There must not be vital desire or mental phenomenon, mental needs. It must not be there. Mental ideas, must be extricated from the nature, and there must be equilibrium, and from inside outward, from above, things should begin. So these are the requirement. With that consecration, with that intention, you must go forward, and this food, thus the food will be helpful in taking you to the higher sphere. That's what for this evening, this morning. Thank you.